All right, y'all ready? Everybody good?
We ready?
All right.
Tell me when we're actually.
We gonna start
when
streaming.
it's recording. That's the part I need.
We already recording. I'm getting ready to go live, right?
I'm gonna give you the point when it's ready.
Oh no, we good. We coming up.
It's recording already?
It's already recording.
Okay.
So hold
Hi.
on. No, wait.
I'm gonna
It
just
ain't
edit it.
ready yet.
I'm gonna have to edit it.
And go.
Be up on the mics.
Welcome everybody to episode 9 of Spilling the Tea. I am one of your co-hosts, Chris Snyder. Here to kind of talk about decoding masculinity. I have always have my co-host Kenise with me.
Hey, y'all.
Today, however, I really thought in order to decode masculinity, and directly we talking black men against the LGBTQ community, because it seems to be a lot of controversy, it only made sense that I brought two black men who could speak for each community. But I really want to first say, in no way are we going to allow, are we saying that one black man and
Better than the other.
and that one gay man can speak for the entire community. This is literally the opinions of one person, but giving us a perspective still in a broader way. With me, I have James Q, who also does As a Man podcast.
How y'all doing today?
I also have Courtney Griffin here.
How y'all doing?
And so we're kind of going to jump into it because I want to make sure we have all of our time. Me and Kenise will jump in kind of as we need to and kind of make sure these men are on point and on task.
Mm-hmm.
That might be
And
difficult.
on topic.
And on topic, you know.
Focus.
We'll also kind of keep the tone down, make sure our heart rates ain't going up too high so we can process information well and hear each other and take in humor. James is pouring, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, James, kick us off.
All right. So I was asked to start this thing to talk about kind of how we got here. And I think how we got here and the basis of this particular conversation is, for me, is about the value of black men. I personally believe that black men are under attack. Like the man, masculinity, what we define as masculinity is under attack. Be it from, in my opinion, really from every different direction. We have to fight to kind of be a man today. And that is from women and the power that's been bestowed upon women with finances and education, to the LGBTQ and other community that says that, again, we can't define ourselves as a straight man or as a man, period. A while ago, we talked about a couple of commercials that came out that talked about redefining masculinity, that effectively said that this is that being a man makes you masculine, and that not being a certain type of man, not being an aggressive man, not being a strong man, not being a forward man, that's not what makes you masculine. You have some men who have, we're going to call it feminine characteristics, who are a little bit softer, okay, that they are still masculine. Again, which softens the blow of a man, of masculinity. And so what we want to do is talk about how that translates, because we are, again, my opinion, as a man, and I call myself a man, I fashion myself a man. Every day I wake up, I try to conduct myself as a man, and a man to me means masculinity. It means being strong. It means being forward. It means taking charge. It means doing all of these things. It means stepping in front of the car if I have to step in front of a fucking car. That's what it means for me. And I think that's under attack. And so today what we want to try to do is try to see if there's any middle ground, because conceptually, media-wise, publicly, you see a lot of the black man being pushed out. We don't have the voice that we should have. Our families aren't our families anymore. They are our women's families. These families are headed by women. And I think personally, and I don't know any statistics or anything like that, that we have a larger number of black men, physically black men, who are gay or trans or identify within a different sexual aspect.
And tell me, I want you for a second, James, to speak to how you feel that part, being trans or being gay, aids in this attack against black men.
What it does is it lowers our power. So it's really a numbers game at this point. If you have a gay or a trans man who now identifies, and I'm kind of a pick a sides kind of person, so if he identifies and he moves to the feminine side of the spectrum, then now that masculine man, that man's man, he becomes more and more outnumbered. I personally believe that, again, you have children, you have women, you have elderly people, and then you have men. And men bear the brunt, or used to bear the brunt, of most things. And now with education, with technology, that power, that strength that we possessed, that we brought forth, that was valuable through protection, through providing, is not as valuable anymore. And now we're outnumbered. We're just less valuable.
Okay. Courtney, would you like to, in thinking about a couple things, definitely if you want to counter anything James said, but also right now just adding your perspective on this idea of the black man versus LGBTQIA. We can even take it a layer and go black LGBTQIA if we wanted to. But what are your initial thoughts right now?
Well, I mean, when you look at, when I walk into a room, I'm a black man at first glance, right? Regardless of who I lay down with at the end of the day. So it's always my mask, my face is always going to be black male, right? And he said, numbers is this numbers you were mentioning. Mm-hmm. Numbers. What are the numbers for, right? So when you come to masculinity is a social construct, right? So that means that this is something that we've all developed and said, okay, this is what masculinity is. Wrong? Am I right or wrong?
Facts.
That's what I believe to be. Mm-hmm. Right.
Definitely roll with that.
So your definition of a man is a man that would step out in front of a car, right? Take the blunt
but
force of it all, right?
Yep.
Protective. Provider. Strong. That's not possible being a gay man. Because if you look at it all, if I step out in front of a car, I'm not going to say, hey, stop, I'm a gay man. I'm just going to be, hey, as a natural instinct, as a protector, I'm going to stop out in front of this car. Or I'm going to be a provider, whether it's for another man or a family. Mm-hmm. So in the cover sheet of it all, we're both men. So when you pull back the layer and now we're defining what masculinity is, there's no true definition of it, right? We were trying to look it up.
We did a little Google, they suck.
Because there's no true definition of masculinity, because what I view as masculinity and what you all view as masculinity could be two separate things. Mm-hmm. And neither one can be right and neither one can be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well, you, James, I think you would actually say there is a direct definition of masculinity. Is that fair? And quickly, can you read what it does say?
All right. The definition of masculinity, according to, who is this? Webster. Masculine, we're not going to say masculine members of a choir, but it does say male, have qualities appropriate to or usually associated with man, of relating to or constituting the gender that ordinarily includes most words or grammatical forms referring to males, having or occurring in a stressed final syllable. What?
Okay.
Okay.
Seems legit.
Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna read that last one either. That one
It's something about music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the masculine gender.
Yeah, so just basically everything in terms of a male. That's all that it gives us. So, that could be anything in terms of a male. The type of man that I like might be different from the type of man that another woman likes. So what I may consider to be a masculine man could be different from what somebody else thinks is a masculine man. I may think your masculine man is toxic.
And I think that's the base or the premise of really the issue is that we are shifting from a physical strength, because I think our world at one point for most of time up until recently has been about physicality. It's been about being physically strong, being able to physically protect your family, being able to physically go out and hunt and take care of different things that would provide for your family. To now, it's more of intellectual. So with that physical thing not being necessary, now you have a different type of man that's pushing to the forefront. And so you can define masculinity, or masculinity is being defined by different aspects. You have women who are defining themselves as masculine because they're able to handle certain things. They're able to protect. They feel that they can protect. They can provide. They can take care of these things. But again, there's also the issue of being male, of reproducing. That's a completely different aspect, but it definitely makes a difference. Say it again.
I said it last week. I really think a major part of the issue between black men and black LGBTQ communities is reproduction. Like, the problem is the anger that they would not be able to reproduce more black men inherently because they're gay. And they're not producing, hence this numbers game you're talking about, where more black men
I actually
being
think the
lost.
issue is, I think black men feel left. You have a black man who, quote unquote, steps away, and he's gay. He's in the LGBTQ community. We are already alone. So in being alone, we have the white community or the world against us. Now, then we have our women who are being educated, who are being offered things that pits them against us as well. And now you have some of our men who also walk away, and they have a different life or a lifestyle, however you choose to define it. We're left alone.
So you feel a man going gay or becoming a part of the community is simply because they necessarily couldn't compete with women?
No.
On the other end?
No.
Okay.
Because again, who wants to be in any fight alone? So now, if it feels that my brother walks away, and I'm going to use this, and I'm not saying this correctly, but not to become, quote unquote, the enemy. No, we are supposed to stick together. We're supposed to have the same goals, supposed to be moving in the same direction, but you want to be one of them. And we used to, as black people, used to say, you want to be white. And so now today, you have people, you want to be a girl.
Okay.
And it's like, again, we're by ourselves. What do we have? I saw a meme on Facebook that, like, realistically, and I'm on Facebook a lot and I'm on Instagram a lot, it's kind of stopped me in my tracks. And I'll probably have to pull it up, but it's rare that something pops up that makes me stop and generally look at it. And at the end of the day, black men are left. We don't have the empowering aspects that everyone else in the world gets. We are sitting on the bottom of the totem pole.
And so you feel like by quote unquote becoming gay, you've gained more power. And a power even over the black man.
So I think that when you look at titles and how people choose to define themselves, when someone speaks, it's rare. People have to be extremely intentional and know what they're doing to say that I'm a black man that's gay. Typically you hear, I'm a gay black man. And the reason why they say these things, in my opinion, is because the title of gay is more powerful than the title of black and man. Because you have women that are gay. You have people of all different races and aspects that are gay. So you have more backing behind you. That gay title, the same way of doctor, the same way of president or senator or anything that you would like to call it, this is more powerful than just black man. You put in front what's gonna grasp attention. You will become more powerful. You will gain more respect by saying, I'm a gay man, than if I'm a black man.
Or
Because
you just
gay,
say whichever one has the least amount of syllables.
you may,
or
you think from my experience, it's rare.
I don't say doctor. I don't say I'm Dr.
That's a
Snyder.
personal choice.
Like, I don't.
But when you're looking for respect, when you're looking
Chris.
to be heard, and this is my opinion again, that and people that I've heard say similar things, and it's more often than not. And actually, I was in a conversation the other day, and
The post you made.
you saw that.
Yeah, sad.
I was asked, and we got into an argument. That argument was, which is more dangerous to your personal or professional life? Saying something bad about black people or gay people? And I had one person out of probably 40 that said black. And again, that was my point in saying, and that was my point in the conversation, is that there's more power, there's more backing behind the gay, and that's because it's more inclusive. You have Chinese and white and mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers. You get more backing because people know and understand this. Only black people know what it's like to be black. Only black people know what it's like to deal with black people.
Okay.
Go
So,
ahead.
so a couple of things about that. I'm gonna go back a little bit to a couple of things that you said.
Wait, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
When you introduce yourself, or when you talk, do you define yourself as just a black man,
Yes.
or as a gay black man?
I define myself as a black man.
Is there a reason for that? I because when I had this conversation, the guy that I was talking to, one of my buddies, he brought up Don Lemon, and Don Lemon says, I'm a black man who happens to be gay.
Which is true.
And that is very, very intentional. I think more people gravitate to identify as gay before they identify as black. But if you can explain that and then go on, I'm sorry.
So, when you walk into a room, walk into a job, let's say you have a foot fetish and you like big girls, right? Do you walk in and say, hey, my name is so-and-so, I like big girls? Right?
Yep.
Does
I
it
agree.
matter? Because at the end of the day, that's about what happens after work, when I'm at home, in my bed. Being gay is a sexuality, right? It's not a title that I'm proud to be a gay man, but that does not make who I am. Like I said, once again, if I walk into a room, I'm going to be a black man until I open my mouth.
Do you consider yourself the
Flamboyant.
rule or the exception?
When it comes to our community, that's one of the great things about our community. There is no rule. There's so many layers when it comes to being an to that community. There's a lot of letters because that's what we don't want to be boxed in, right? So it does not matter to me that it doesn't matter to me that you know that I'm gay. Because at the end of the day, that's what I do when I go home and I'm in my bed.
Privacy of your
Facts.
home.
Now, what I do need to let you know is that I am gay, because if the conversation goes that way, I'm going to defend my community.
Right.
Because I'm a proud black man, and I'm a proud gay man.
Okay.
You can mix and mingle, tic-tac-toe, mix and match, however you want to play those titles. Now, one thing you did say was that you hinted at goals for the black man. And it intrigued me because black gay men and black men don't have similar goals. What goal would you say that's different from a black gay man versus a black straight man?
You leaving it for me? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. What would you say is a different goal?
So I honestly, I can't say, because I think that once you identify as gay, that there's a separation. So it's almost impossible to mingle goals, to say that we have the same feelings or thoughts about something, or to move in a similar direction, is because realistically, I think gay and straight almost becomes black and white. So even if a white man had a similar goal as this black man, he would not identify with him the same.
Are we talking sexual goals or just goals in general?
Goals in general.
So I want to bring up a point that I want you guys to both kind of address. So you had pointed to power and gay.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wanted to look up some numbers real quick. So we went a extremely quick 2-minute Google search.
Okay.
Real quick. So you said it was power in the community. Do you know that more people identified as gay, lesbian, or bisexual have more nonviolent assaults than black people do? So when you say it's power, and if I declare this power in a title, I don't know if declaring a lot of power, if there is a lot of power in saying I belong to a community that I am more likely to be attacked in and harmed in than if I just say I'm black.
Actually, I think that gives you the power.
Because I'm going to be attacked?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
Because I think
Because you're more likely to be, realistically, in a sense, you're more likely to be a victim. So yes, you will gain more power because you'll have more support. Because this is my opinion.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. when you cross so many different spectrums, again, you have brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, all family spectrums, friends, the whole shebang. Okay. You have more support.
Do we?
I 100% believe so.
Courtney?
So here's the thing. As a black gay man, I take each one of those titles as a weight. As a black man, I'm weighed down by society.
Yep.
As a gay man, I'm weighed down by society. Those two titles cancel each other out. Take this for instance. Me and you walking into a room, right, full of all white men with shotguns.
Okay.
Do you feel comfortable?
No.
Cool. One through another door. Now it's full of black men with shotguns. Do you feel comfortable?
No.
Okay, let's take the guns away. You've just left a room full of white people, and you go into a room full of black people. How do you feel comfortable? More comfortable than you did in the last room?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't.
Okay.
And let me tell you why.
Actually, so I think you would be more comfortable. This is again all my opinion. You can tell me your experience and how you feel. I think you would be more comfortable. You would be better off in the room full of white men with shotguns than I would be.
And that's what I thought. Your points are valid for the white gay community.
Exactly.
But for the black gay community,
I still have that hanging on balance.
which is what brings me to more support.
and the
I don't
white
have that support.
gay community.
It's a commonality of, again, that white man, child, uncle, cousin, whoever it may be gay. Okay, could fall anywhere along that spectrum. Then, as a black man, we know that our women gravitate in that direction and have sympathy as well and think and have feelings as well. So again, we're left over there. And so now black men alone. So now you're right, in a room full of black men, if you put it as a 50-50 black people, you would be more fine than I would.
Okay, and I'm trying to keep the female perspective out of this.
I think the female
But
perspective
are you
plays
saying-
a
wait,
major
let me-
point.
Let me ask my question.
Go ahead.
Are you saying that women, black women, because we're talking about black folk, are you saying that black women are encouraging homosexuality amongst the males?
I don't think they encourage it.
Say what
I'm
you're saying.
gonna call it support. And
Okay.
years
Don't
not,
we also support black men?
not as much.
So
Interesting.
supporting a black gay man isn't supporting men because they're gay. Because at the end of the day, black issues are black issues, right?
I think it becomes more than black issues. It becomes black sustenance, being able to sustain ourselves and growth. And black men feel that being comfortable and being okay and accepting homosexuality effectively will eliminate us at some point, because you're lowering our reproductive rate.
So not accepting it is going to make less gay people.
It may or may not. I cannot guarantee it, but I'm going to tell you what accepting it does. It says that come on out, don't go reproduce in order to try to,
There you go.
even if you are gay.
But
Right.
gay men reproduce
No,
all
no,
the time.
hold on. Even if you are gay and you're trying to deny it or you don't want someone to know, and so you're going to go and you're going to fake it, and you're going to make some black children, fine.
Or they just donate sperm.
Yeah.
True. Again, there's a lot of technicalities to it. I'm going to speak in a blunt and just basic sense. Is that that's not the way we look at it. You can donate sperm. You can have
Agree
in
to have it.
vitro, all of that type of shit. But we look at how do we grow and how do we sustain ourselves. And the more black men, and from my perspective, it looks like there's a large number of more gay black men, and that number's growing. For whatever reason, that's how it appears.
It appears. So here's a secret. Let's take it back before Stonewall, when it was not accepted.
Yep.
Those gay people were still there. They were your pastors.
Yep.
They were your neighbors.
In
They were your
hiding.
teachers.
Yep.
They were the police officers. They were the doctors, right? So saying, "Oh, I don't accept it," is not going to change the fact that they are gay.
Right.
Oh
So,
no,
And
I completely agree.
For a black
I
woman-
think it's natural. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's unnatural. I think it's natural. I think that the more
How do you not accept being a
Accept it.
natural process?
accepted that it becomes, because
Why you get
okay,
that together?
I'm gonna say this. I've been ridiculed for this
Well,
for
that's no
years. I'm
surprise.
gonna definitely gonna take a drink.
Okay.
So I work, and for the last almost 13, 14 years, I've worked in the disability community. And in that community, I've learned that there is, when I was in college, the few years I took in college, I took statistics. And I learned something, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to call it the way I learned it and the way it plays in my mind. There's a rate of defect. So when I have, I'm gonna listen. I'm
ready.
gonna call it.
Both
I'm
of
gonna
you.
speak it the way I know it.
I'm ready for it. Go for it.
So nature, the bulk of nature, 98, 99% of nature is what we call heterosexual. Okay? There is male and female, they create something. All right?
I'm listening.
And
We'll make
I
sure
learned in
I'm
my statistics class that in most industries, most everything you do, there is ballpark around a 2% rate of defect around everything. I work in the disability community. I see children who are born with defects. I hear people, I have something I was born with. We all have something that we're born with. There is a rate of defect. There is nothing that's perfect. My feeling, because the bulk of humanity is heterosexual, that the primary goal was for humanity to be heterosexual. So there is a rate of defect. Okay? So just like there can be a physical defect, where a person is born with a shorter leg or hydrocephalus or anything of that nature, there can be a sexual, where now you are born and you are attracted toward the same sex. I have no issue with that.
Okay.
I have zero issue with that.
Real quick,
Go ahead.
there was a Courtney. They would like you to answer. It seems to be a consensus. Courtney, can you answer why being in a room with all black men would make you more uncomfortable? I know the answer to that, but
Yeah. So, and it kind of goes back to his point. So if I'm in a room full of black men, right? There's a heightened sense of masculinity and testosterone in the room.
Yep.
As a gay black man, I'm not the most masculine man there is, right?
Right.
And the way we view masculinity, we equate it to strength. So if you start to notice that I have more feminine traits, now all of a sudden you're starting to look at me as inferior or as weak.
Facts.
Does not change.
I'm one of you, and I'm a black.
I'm a black
man
man at the end of the day. I think I said it's a crest the other day. Me being more feminine does not change how strong I am. And I'm not creating gun control or anything to that, but I have a switch in my walk, right? A little bit feminine. I also carry 2 nines, right? So to you, oh, he's weak. To me, you sure? Right? So if I'm in a room with all men, presumably straight, because like you said, that's the majority, which I can't agree with that because the majority of people in the country are white, and that's a mutation of our of melanin. But we'll talk about that later.
I could definitely work
So you
with
can't say that's a rate of defect.
I can roll with that.
The majority, that's that. Okay. So I'm
You
no
good?
longer.
You good? You good? We
So
got
I'm
you.
no longer. I'm
We
no
got you.
longer. I don't know. I'm no longer comfortable because I can no longer be myself without the fear that you're now going to see me as a weaker person.
and want to exercise said strength over you.
Exactly.
So and so that would bring me to ask this question. You said that you carry 2 knives.
Mm-hmm.
So are you actually strong, or are you using your 2 knives?
He said 9s.
9 millimeters.
Oh shit, same thing. That's even worse. But so again, are you carrying for the purpose of covering what you don't physically or naturally have?
What's the difference between him carrying guns and you carrying a gun? You want to protect your family and your person. He wants to protect his family.
I
and
don't-
his
I
And if
don't
we want to
care.
add another
Sexuality
layer, if we
should
add,
not-
if
So
we want to add
but
another
he
layer,
knows.
But
and
let's
he
add
just-
another
he just-
layer.
He actually just said it.
But
and
no, I'm
and
saying,
it was,
yeah.
and it was actually realistic. And I don't disagree with him at all. That I think nature says that strong covers weak. Strong will always or should dominate weak. And so he recognizes that. He recognizes that the way that he moves, that he
It's a
appears
perception.
more feminine. And so a stronger or more masculine man or person may attempt to dominate him. And so this is how he's going to make sure that he's okay. I don't have an issue with that. But that's kind of my point. That whole thing of strength, of the masculine versus the feminine, or the strong versus the weak. I agree completely on why you would not feel comfortable in that room.
right.
I
Because-
also agree. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And it's that but I'm not always the majority. Majority of the time, I'm the minority. When we were in that room full of white people, me and you were the minority, right?
Yes.
So we're both going to be very uncomfortable.
Until they feel or find that you're a gay man and they can connect that with someone that they know.
I'm still a black gay man. Regardless, you have to understand in my community,
okay,
I am still separated. Because regardless of who I lay down with, I am still a black man. So all the power, all the laws, all the hot topics about gay men, there's a small fine print that's written right next to it that says white.
White.
And that's what I said, those titles where they're weights.
So now that weight, when you have the weight, be it no matter how minuscule, of gay, well, I don't have that weight. I'm simply a black man.
Right. But you can apply that same thought to women versus men. So you walk into a room of all white men, and you're still a man.
Yep.
She walks into the same room. She is now a woman. They will relate to you because you have that extra. They can relate to me,
but nature tells them to protect the woman.
Not all the time.
Does that?
Nature says protect the weak, not the weak man.
Because they view her as inferior.
Yes.
But they view you as inferior, as a black man.
Bingo. I'm a different brand of inferior. I'm actually an inferior threat.
And a black woman isn't.
She's a woman. She's not physically capable. And this is why, in my opinion, through systemic situations and laws and things of that nature, that black women have been pushed forward because she's not that brand of a threat.
Have we been
that
pushed
a man
forward,
is.
or are we taking it?
I think pushed
We're
forward.
You're
No.
taking it, and it was handed to you.
You were handed something and you took it a different.
And they had to.
Bingo.
And it had a lot to do with that room full of white men.
Yes.
They started to deconstruct the family image.
Thank you.
And it left the women
Okay.
to take on that masculine role, right?
Yes.
And so we're no longer in the house.
Yep.
So they didn't necessarily take it.
It was given, and
It was forced upon them. Let's say that.
And
100%.
forfeited. Let's also say forfeited.
No.
Because in order for me to get that from that white man, my black man had to abandon me first. My grandfather was adamant, and he said that governmental assistance will never be more valuable to his family than he is as a man.
As a man, I have a choice. Either I allow my family to eat, or I get the fuck out of the way.
Yep.
No.
Or I get out of the way because the
Why
climate,
is that why
because
are
the
those the only
climate,
two options?
because the climate around
But see,
me,
this is
whatever that climate is.
woman.
So first of all, I'm not making excuses, but I'm being realistic. Okay, so for me personally, I would never get out of the way.
Okay.
But I understand, as a man, my responsibility is this woman and these children. And if that means I have to go over here and I have to fend for myself while they are okay, then that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. And I think that's a part of manhood that a lot of people don't understand, is that brand of sacrifice. The same way a woman would not eat to feed her children, a man can get out of the way because his family, the people he loves, has a better chance without him.
Never.
And that's what was created through, again, a systemic situation, through governmental issues and things of that nature. So now that's where we are. And so women, I don't think women understand that. And they think, men just ran. No, nature says, I need you to survive because you have my bloodline.
How can I survive without my provider? I need you.
Your provider has been replaced.
Because he allowed himself to be
No,
replaced.
because
Yes.
the system would not allow me to be capable of properly providing for you. So, unfortunately, I'm allowing them to do so.
So you cower and just say, okay.
I don't
baby,
have a
can't.
choice. Either I let
You
you
got
starve or I starve. I'd rather I starve than we all starve together. This is my sacrifice.
And then you stay away. You don't go try to figure something out.
Because they're not allowing me back. So now,
Who's they?
because there was a point when there was home checks.
But this is man and woman. This is man and woman, and that's
Right.
not the topic
Right,
for
so
today.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not. So I have a question though. So you
No,
had earlier.
wait, I'm sorry. But
Go for
actually,
it.
what that does is that.
But this is man and
No,
woman.
but man and woman,
Because he thinks woman is gay.
that situation.
Man is gay and man is woman.
No,
Gay
that
man is
man
woman.
and woman situation where man was pushed out and he's alone plays right back into what I said when I said, now when you see more gay men, as many gay men as we see, we're even more alone.
But
So
you've
now-
always seen these same gay men, though.
So I want again. So I want to
I
bring
don't,
up.
I don't think so.
Here we
I
go.
think over the last 30
Nope.
years, 30
So
years,
here we go.
30
You've
That's
always
years or
seen
so,
them. Trust me.
I'm
we
You've
already
always
have
seen
seen
them.
more.
Here we go.
You've
So
seen them. You just know
said,
about it now.
James,
Bingo.
Well-
I'll give you that.
You
Go ahead.
said this 2% defect rate.
Yes.
Whew, even saying that out loud hurts my whole thing. Hurt my whole soul. So again, my little quick, real fast Google, playing with numbers. So we got 8.5 million species.
Okay.
That's how many species we have. And like us, okay. About 20% of those are homosexual. Playing with the numbers real quick. It's like 18% actually, but we're gonna round it up. 1/5.
Okay.
1/5 of all species is homosexual.
Okay.
20%. So it's a little more than 2. So the likelihood at 20%, if 1 in 5 things is likely homosexual, you likely to see it a lot.
Absolutely.
So you said it's picked up in the last 20, 30 years. I
No,
heard
no,
Courtney
no.
say It's
No.
always been here.
I'm not saying that it's picked up. I said it's being more accepted.
And as a black
So,
woman,
but so
I
what
have
happens
to
is
accept it because I don't want to be in a relationship with a man that's on the down low.
now, when as a man, when we're looking at this, when we talk about acceptance, when you come out to us, that lowers our value.
It lowers your value how?
It lowers our value because, again, there are fewer black men. We already don't have power. We're fighting.
What
for
if it's the same percent of black men is just now, because that same 20%. Now I could keep playing with numbers, keep looking at black. I could keep going quick, but it's the same number of black men in the 20% that are gay. It's the same percent. We
It
just
could
now
be the same
don't
percent.
have to hide.
There is a percentage
anymore.
So now, right, there is the vision of you had
We just
one,
not in the matrix no more.
So bingo. The appearance of it changes the thought process, unfortunately. So now there may have been 10 black men who were gay before, but no one knew about anything but 1 or 2.
So they should stay in hiding.
But one,
No,
would you
I'm
still
not saying
think those
that.
10 men were masculine though? Because if you didn't know it, can we make the assumption that
You
we thought they were masculine?
you're gonna fake it till you make it. And what's happened is that you had more people who were faking it. They weren't making it, but they were fucking faking it. And let's just, I'm being realistic here, and we all know this, that motherfuckers was faking it. And I'm not saying that that's okay. I'm saying that the appearance, that the feeling of it's only so many of us. Again, that we have our women who were pushed here. Okay?
Well, in theory, it's 80% still of men who are not. If we go and generalize this number from just animal to species in general, and then just take it over to just black man, it would then be 80% of black men who are heterosexual. Still the majority, still the dominant.
They may be heterosexual, but they may not be dominant.
So and
And
I think
go
that's where you did the first wrong turn on this road, right?
Okay.
You're equating being gay to being effeminate men, right?
No.
So just because I'm-
That's not me. Unfortunately, that is I believe, a natural thing. When you when a man hears gay, a man hears feminine.
Why?
So it's not.
I don't.
When
But
a
he said
man
when a man.
when a man hears gay, naturally a man hears feminine. So it's not, and I can understand, and I've seen, and I've read, and I've seen all the movies, and had women who tell me that there's this motherfucker who's extremely masculine, but he's gay.
Mm-hmm.
So again, but when a man hears gay, a man hears feminine. Unfortunately, or realistically, I'm not gonna say unfortunately, I'm gonna say realistically. That's just the reality of it. I think.
Is it a reality, or is it a reality we've created? Because if you hear the word black man, do you think thug?
I think more people think thug. The say again, there's a simple.
To who?
I think that what happens is, and this is, I like to deal in reality.
He got a couple points.
I like to deal in reality.
Yeah. But you're
When you
not
deal
dealing
with-
in reality.
When you
Reality
deal with
is-
someone, so again, this is my reality.
It's
Right.
perception.
When you deal with someone that is outside of your spectrum, so for a black man, in my opinion, when a white man hears black man, he thinks thug.
Right.
When a straight man hears gay,
What about if a white man hears gay? I want you to finish that thought. So a white man
when a
hears,
black man hears gay, he hears feminine.
Okay.
I can't speak
Okay.
for a white man
You just
because
spoke for a white man in relation to black man being a thug.
because I've been on the other end of it as a black man. So I've never been on the other end of it with a white man as a gay man, so I can't tell you that.
It's the same experience. I'm gonna let you know right now. But keep going. Same experience.
I will believe you. The thing is, again, is that I can only speak from my reality.
So is there a common ground? Because how do we, because I hear Courtney going, nah, dog, you wrong. I'm sorry, same experience over here.
Yeah.
Black man thug, whole thing, I'm going to get shot too. So,
I just carry a pink bandana.
Right.
It's a little bit different.
it's a little different.
It's-
You might want to take one of my nines, 'cause
Right.
we in trouble.
We look, you get them high, I got them low. And like Chris said, empty the clip. Don't stop till you empty the clip.
That's my
I
thing.
feel
You
you.
got to empty the clip.
No, never empty the clip because you might need to
Reload.
do some other shit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Leave.
That's why you carry two clips. So
Yes,
keep
you
going.
can. But my question is, where do we intersect? Where is a common ground from? I believe perceptions can be reality, wholeheartedly.
yes.
But where is the intersection better in a common ground that you guys are more similar than you are apart, and that possibly equally the power is equal too? I know that one might be hard to accept, but
I think that it's easier for the heterosexual black man to find a commonality with a more masculine gay man than it is for that heterosexual black man to find commonality with that flamboyant gay man.
I was just
and that-
that's the
And this is, and I've
difference.
always done this when we have this conversation. I always relate orientation with race. If we've taken that same statement you've made, as a white man, I am more comfortable with a light-skinned black person than I can be with a dark-skinned black person.
So-
It's wrong.
so
Whether I'm masculine or not, I'm gonna kick it the same way the masculine man kick it. You know what I mean? My goal is gonna be the same thing. My money is gonna spend the same way. My check is gonna be the same, right? But when you go back to where do we intersect at every point of our life, except for one.
So I've for years had my definitions, and my definitions were gay and homosexual. In my opinion, a homosexual is a man. He can be masculine, who is attracted to other men.
okay.
Gay is the flamboyant.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a big difference when you have a man who, and I understand the whole the trans community and things like that, but that is gay, and that's, I believe, my personal belief is what men reject more than the homosexual. Is when you have a man who attempts to redefine himself as a woman. And even if you recognize when men will have more problems with women who try to redefine themselves as men, that redefining, I don't think men care for. I know I don't care for. And I don't think men care for. So you can be masculine, you can be you.
Right.
And just be attracted to a man. That's a personal thing. That's what you do behind closed doors. I don't give a shit. When you start putting on the wigs and you start popping your lips and all this other shit, that's a little extra because you're trying to define yourself or be seen as more feminine.
Does that okay?
That's
okay. So
that's where I believe.
Let's take it fact.
The
Let's
problem
say that.
comes into play.
Here we go. Let's make all of that factual. Let's take all of that what you just said. Which,
Right.
Ooh, Lord.
But again,
wait, before that, no.
this.
I want to
No,
say, but
hold
if
on.
we take that as fact,
Okay.
still, if you a black man and is flamboyant or want to be a girl, is all whatever that you said.
Mhm.
My little flamboyant boy, girl ass walking to a space with a whole bunch of white people, and your black man, I don't care how masculine you is, walking to a space, we both dead.
No, we're not. I'm dead
We
before
equal.
you dead.
No.
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 I
No.
promise
No.
you.
No.
And
No.
that's why.
No.
Listen.
No.
No.
When I got into this
No.
conversation the other day, the person I was into this conversation with the other day, he said the exact same thing. And he posted it on his page, and he swore he was gonna be right. And I posted it, and I said, we just gonna see. And as people, I'm gonna call 98% of people said the gay person would be more protected than the black person.
He's not if he black.
So first of all, gay homosexual is not a bulletproof vest. Just to let you know, there's no magic, unicorn magic with it. There
Did
is
you
no
hear my numbers about
invisible.
the percent of attacks?
There's nothing there. Being gay, it ain't doing nothing for us, really. Let's be honest. As a black person in America, gay don't do nothing for us but give us a month a year and a parade to go to. And some fashion sense. It ain't giving us nothing extra that you not getting.
I
right?
actually disagree.
But if we
Like you said, you can't speak. You only can speak to
from
your
my,
experience
from my side.
From
You're
your
100%
side.
right. I
So
agree.
my side is saying I'm on a day-to-day basis, I'm experiencing the same thing that you're experiencing
Right.
as a black man. Because
Right.
when I step out my car, when I step out my house, I'm a black man.
And that was, so initially, that was my thought process, is that visually, before you open your mouth, before you make a physical movement, before a person can try to judge to see whether you're a straight or a black person, or a straight or a gay person, they can see that you're black. That shit doesn't change.
At all.
Right.
At all, for sure.
However, when you add the gay aspect to it, and this is, again, personal opinion, there is a layer of protection.
The cop might not
Because-
want to beat him up because he gay. Like, oh, you suck some dicks, huh?
No.
Let me beat your ass real quick.
No,
That's what's gonna happen.
I actually
Well,
think
let's
that
have-
because if a cop beat up a black person, he has to deal with the black community, which is only so
And the
big.
black gay community. Don't.
Which is-
No, we're fighting just as well.
But-
But keep going.
But we're going to call the black community, which is only so big. If a cop beat up a gay person,
Right.
he has to deal with the gay community, which, again, covers all spectrums. Black, white, mothers, sons, fathers, everybody.
Nope.
The whole family across all the spectrums, they can recognize that because my brother, my uncle, my cousin, my sister, this person's gay. And that's okay. I can understand that, and that cop should not have looked at him and treated him that way. It's hard to understand and relate to fucking being black. That doesn't go across all spectrums. Being black goes, black people know what the fuck it's like to be black.
Yep.
When you're gay, anybody, everybody can say, I know someone who's gay, and I don't think they should be fucking treated like that.
So
when you're black, you're just, I mean, maybe.
Can I
Can
ask
you
a
can you
question?
honestly say that in today's time? Can you say that black people?
Today, no.
Okay.
Give it another month or two, and I'll say yes.
Can I ask a question? And I want to take this back to basic. You said that the black man is basically on the verge of extinction. Is that a fair
Yes.
summarization?
We're not mass producing gay men, by the way. So keep
Now,
going.
is the
You sure?
is the
Apparently.
I don't know.
is the threat
probably
to
shut down
Hey,
due to
but
corona.
we are killing black men
now? Let me
at
ask
a
my
high
question.
ass
Let
fucking
me ask
rate.
my question.
Let her ask a question.
But of all those
Is
black
the,
men,
hold
okay.
on now, y'all. Is the threat to black heterosexual masculinity?
Am I the only one drinking on this
I
motherfucker?
finished
You are.
mine. I
ain't
didn't
no
know
fun.
how to ask. How
Does
to get
the
more.
black-
Hold up, man. Look, I
Is
only
it-
got someone.
is it
Somebody
a-
else need to be
Why
drinking.
y'all
'Cause
scared of my question?
I'm not. I'm
is
ready.
there a button on here that you get for the cup to come up? What's going on? But go
Hey,
ahead.
give this man a cup.
Producer, bring him a cup.
So I can give him a
Jesus.
question now.
Okay, give me a
Right.
question.
Is the threat to black heterosexual masculinity due to the fact that the black straight man thinks that the black homosexual man wants his booty?
No, I think the threat is that we have the black woman, and then again, we have the black woman who is increasingly empowered. More small businesses, more student loans. Here, D.
Keep talking while you pour.
More small businesses, more student loans, they have more opportunity than men. Like, where are our families? We're struggling to have the opportunity to even lead our fucking families. We just
Why
making
is
babies.
that? Why is that?
Because
You are in control of your sperm. You create the
we
facts.
are in control of our sperm. However, we're not in control of every opportunity that's given.
And why
You
is
have
that?
scholarships that are particularly and specifically for women, for black women.
There's some for
There-
black men as well.
They're
Affirmative
not
action.
not nearly
Kind of
as
a
many.
Football,
It's kind of a
basketball.
thing.
I don't know.
So now I got to be able to fucking put a ball in the
There's
hole
more.
and run
But
this
just Off the
motherfucker.
top of my mind, off the top of my head, there's more than just those.
I
But there's
can-
several.
If you do the research,
Okay.
You can get a scholarship for being left-handed.
Left-handed.
Because I am.
you can be a you
See,
can
I
get,
just have
hold
too
up,
many.
hold up. You get a better scholarship, or you have more opportunity at that scholarship for being a left-handed woman.
No, it just said
Oh,
left-handed.
no, it's just left-handed.
It just say left-handed.
Left-handed woman.
No, they don't. They left-handed.
But here's the thing: that women are going to make it to college before
No,
black
I don't.
men.
I don't have a problem with that. The issue is that men, again, in my opinion, are being pushed to the background.
Why are they allowing it? Is my
But
question.
exactly-
That's the
Yeah,
part I
But
don't
would
That's-
women be more a threat to
I
gay people?
100% agree with the why are they allowing it. I think that and this
James,
comes.
let me
yes.
ask a question. Would women be more of a threat than the LGBTQ community to the black man? I would think women would be more. In
I
all
actually
you said,
I agree. I think women are more of a threat than the LGBTQ community, but it appears to be the same to me. Is that
To him
again?
as a
So
man or
so
to his
if
masculinity?
if I have an issue, if women are being pushed to the forefront, and
Are they being pushed to the forefront? Is the
I'm gonna say
question.
I ain't being put. I ain't
I
pushed
think
nowhere.
I'm
Now
gonna
we'll go in and
I'm gonna
demand it.
roll with pushed.
Okay.
Ain't nobody
I'm
pushing
gonna
me.
roll.
we're
I'm
being-
gonna
okay.
roll with push based on grants and scholarships
No, I'm just
and
awesome
government
and I go get it.
assistance and all that, all that type of
Ain't
shit.
that equal for everybody in this room?
I actually disagree. I think women have an easier route to government assistance than men do. But again, that's debatable because
And
That's
more
that's
men are
something
in the
separate.
army.
I ain't never tried that shit, so I have no clue. But what I'm gonna say is,
But don't
if
men
women are
in the
moving
armed
forward,
forces, anybody in the armed forces
and
get free education,
men-
that's the majority of a male population.
go
Men
ahead,
with
say it out loud, cause
And
I'm.
we're a double minority.
Cause
be a
y'all fucking
Right, so
whispering
that's
each
a
other.
double
in.
whammy.
Say it out loud. Go ahead.
Double whammy.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was simply saying, it was a point in time when, for the most part, only men were in the armed services, and so and you also get free education if you in the armed services, and if that would then mean more
Healthcare.
men
Is that healthcare in there?
and healthcare. So
And loans on homes.
And-
Keep going.
all that.
Uh-huh.
So wouldn't that kind of mean more men actually have the opportunity to get more education and go further than actually a woman? So we gotta fight
Wait, wait.
actually a little harder.
Actually, I disagree because
Oh,
when you go to armed services, most motherfuckers don't really take the educational shit afterwards.
We're not talking about if they
do.
take it. We're talking about what is the
Who?
ability.
So
What is the
again,
op- what
so
is-
you
what
might
is
you might
exist?
have
You're
the
talking about the
opportunity.
existence
Hold up,
of it.
but straight out of high school, more women are offering scholarships and assistance and shit.
No.
So
But
again,
what if they offer scholarships
You're gonna
based
make me
on?
do a quick Google.
go on that shit. You gonna see.
No.
But
I mean, if
what
anything,
I'm saying is
women
this.
get
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
opportunity
Hold up.
more because we're more likely to finish school.
But so again, I'm a roll with you on that. So if you're more likely to finish, then again, why would I not give a motherfucker who's gonna be successful at what they do? So we're gonna push women
Okay.
forward. I'm with you on
Okay,
that.
come on.
We're gonna push these women forward.
My baby ready right
And
here.
and my
This
issue
angle?
is, or not my issue, but my reality is, when you have more gay men, what men view is that now our sheer numbers are decreasing because you have more gay men. In a man's head, that gay man moves over to the female side.
Okay, so here's what I hear you saying, and correct me if
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying anything wrong. You're saying that women are moving up in power, and so are gay people moving up in power. But if the black man was already up there, and these people are moving up, why is he now cowering down?
Life requires balance. When
It
there
does.
is when
But
there is
if you're
no,
at
no,
the
no,
top,
no.
why not reach down
When
to
there
your
is-
black woman and
when
help
there
pull
is
her
up, when there is up,
But that's
there
man and woman, that's man and woman.
no, when there is up,
Well, he
there
said
will
we
be
kinda
down.
equal.
So when there is up, there will be down. So if woman moves up,
My rise will not be my man's downfall.
prove it.
It won't.
Prove it.
So here
I
we go.
can't
Well,
come up without
I got
him.
you.
Go
Here we
ahead.
go. So we're gonna start off saying something that is true that you said. Women are there are 4 times as many scholarships for a woman than there are for a man. However, it also, because the internet in here sucks, so the article just disappeared. It directly said the women are 4 times more likely to take a loan than a man is to advance career and education.
What does that have to do with a scholarship?
It-
That means that you're more likely to move forward in your education
Exactly.
than a man is.
Whose fault is that then?
Right.
Yours.
Actually, what happens is
Yours.
that
Can we
men.
just note that it's not the gay man's fault? But keep going. We ain't in this one.
It's again,
I will take that separation at this point.
Men are more physical. Men are more physical. So as we move into a more intellectual world, men have become less valuable. So our ability to go out and dig a fucking hole, when motherfuckers have created a machine that would dig the hole in a quarter of the fucking time, we're less valuable.
Because you made yourself less valuable.
No, because
I am sitting here.
this is what
telling
nature-
You that I value
this is
a black
what
man, and
nature-
You keep telling me that
Actually,
I don't.
This is what
A gay
nature
man
made.
and told him-
Nature made us fucking strong.
And a woman and told him the black man's position and power exists in and of itself on its own merit as long as you want it.
And the people have convinced you that it doesn't, and you
And
rolling
and then
with
It's
the
it.
black
not
man is
about the
then
people.
creating
It's
this
about
dichotomy
nature.
between
Nature
us.
says, again, all you gotta do is turn on fucking Animal Planet, and you're gonna see that men, male animals, do this.
Well,
I don't
Actually,
view
you know,
us.
do you
well,
know
this
We have a certain level of intelligence. I 100% agree. But if you look at nature, I think nature is as consistent as we can fucking ask
Nature.
anything else
Quite
to be.
homosexual.
Nature is consistent
the
as
world's
fuck.
pretty gay, but yeah.
Nature is quite
The world
homosexual.
looks
I am
pretty
sorry. I don't know if you know about
Nature-
animal, but
But nature,
not a
no,
good idea to go there.
no, nature has homosexual tendencies. I agree with you. But again, all you gotta do is look at the numbers and shit, and you'll
Animals are mostly
that
good.
we're
They
kinda
are not
close to it.
homosexual.
see. Oh my
But let's take it back
Sorry.
because at the
Go
end
ahead.
of the day, and it's something she said, the reason black men are becoming less valuable is because black men decided
Yes.
to take gay black men out of their numbers, right?
I like that.
Because at the end of the
I can
day,
roll with
we're
that.
both gay black men. So regardless of if I'm the CEO of NBC,
Mm-hmm.
you think I'm gonna hire a gay person before I hire a black person?
Yes.
And whose
How
fault
would
is
he
that
know?
because of that thinking? Because at the end of the
Realistically-
day, I'm not
realistically,
responsible for how you think.
100%. I would say it is the gay community. So let's
So the
just,
heterosexual
wait,
community.
Wait, until today. When have you seen a major corporation, let's talk Disney, talking about black lives or black people? Disney has a fucking pride. They have Pride Month.
Well, I believe Walt
And you
Disney
know
no,
that's
is gay.
wait,
like,
wait,
it's
hold up.
still fairly new,
Hold
right?
up.
Like this ain't.
It-
we
It
ain't-
doesn't
we ain't
matter
been
if
going
it's
back for
fairly
years.
new, but they have chosen to adopt Pride.
Because
before-
their founder is gay.
Hold on. They have
Somebody
chosen.
fact check.
They
me. I
have
believe
chosen.
I think.
I'm
I
just
think
I'm
Walt
just
was-
choosing
wasn't
Disney.
gay.
I'm just choosing Disney.
Right.
Okay, so they have chosen to adopt Pride before they adopt Black heritage. Okay, we're gonna talk about Illinois right now, who just yesterday, the law passed that LGBTQ history must be taught at the same time while Black history is being watered down and pushed to less than nothing.
Can't say that.
Yeah.
There's a push for Black history being put.
There's a
Keep going.
push, but
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
law.
But you have to also. But
There
you
is
have to
not a
peel back-
mandate at this point.
You have to peel back.
And
You're
so-
giving us these
A lot of credit.
this
lot of-
privilege that
whole
we
lot.
don't have as a gay black person, right?
The
reason
I
Pride is
think what
there-
happens is that you have more privilege
I
as a
don't-
gay person than you have privilege as a
What
gay
does privilege
Black
Here's,
look
person.
here's the
What
surprise.
does it look like? What
Chicago, in
does
Chicago, Boys Town is a gay neighborhood.
Okay,
It's not for the blacks.
at all?
So let's take that whole scenario
I
that
can
it
roll with
is
that.
a gay neighborhood, but it ain't for the gay blacks.
Okay.
And apply it to pride or the concept of pride.
Okay.
The concept of pride is for white gay people.
Yes.
We do not have these privileges because we also sleep with the same sex. It doesn't say, "Oh yeah, you come on in because you like penis or you like dick. Come on
Right.
in." No,
It's a good thing.
you're still a nigga. You're still a nigga,
still a nigga.
and you just a nigga that like dick. That's all it is.
Because not all
We
the
don't
time
have the
can you-
being gay does not unlock
So,
these privileges.
But I guess what happens is
Wait,
think
no. How can
natu-
you accept that?
I
My
think-
question, James.
I-
how
I
can you
think-
hear him?
I think there is a natural. I think nature. Again, I'm a big fan of nature. I think nature brings forth competition. So, my question is, or my thought is, that acceptance-wise, black man versus black gay man, black gay man will be accepted before black man.
no, you were already
Hey.
accepted as a black man. I don't get it.
No. This is my perception because nature brings forth competition,
Right.
and because competition says that you will cover more spectrums, there will be more familiarity with gay than there will be with black. So you can run into a gay Chinese man, a gay Asian man, a gay European man, and you will connect.
And you think we got like a secret handshake?
No.
That's why I'm taking it as you
No,
feel that because we're gay.
But I think there is what I feel is what I call a power spectrum. Again, you can look at me and I'm black. You can look at you and you're black. However, once you divulge, if you choose to divulge, and again, this is where my titles come into play.
Right.
Once you choose to divulge that you're gay, there is more of a connection.
With who?
With
Define
gay,
the who.
Like it's
with,
I
Who's
see it in my mind as
with
a secret
gay,
society.
with gay, or what I'm gonna call.
That's
who,
how-
who's the who? Who are we? They get
You're
connected
gonna
to...
connect with a gay person or gay sympathizers
We ain't
or
on that
understanders.
VIP list.
You have less people who sympathize or understand what it is to be black than it is what they understand or sympathize what it is to be gay.
No.
I disagree.
So
I see his point on that.
when
I see his point.
But I don't think that there's a privilege to being gay.
at all.
There
There's
I,
is not a
again,
privilege. It's
there
a
is.
hindrance.
It may not be what you call a complete privilege, but again, you have black. You add gay. You move a notch ahead.
Of what?
Do I?
Of
Because
what? Not your wait.
I'm still last on the fucking totem
What
pole.
do you
But
not
would you
do?
be
Because you put
would you be
yourself
fired
last.
for being straight?
Say it again.
Would you be fired at your job for being straight?
I can't even fucking say I'm straight. If I say I'm straight, then I'm saying I'm anti-gay, and now
Because
I'm
if
gonna
I
be
go
fired.
into a job up until so long ago, and they find out that gay, they have that option to fire me, right?
Can't even be in the military.
Can't be in the military.
I agree.
Can't adopt children. Can't give blood, right?
Right.
I have the best blood, the best type possible. But the fact
Got
that
that old
I'm
positive.
gay,
Got
it,
that old
didn't-
positive.
it
I'm
didn't
old
unlock
positive
that
too.
damn
I
door.
can roll with you.
It didn't unlock that damn door that you think we got
Right.
because they found out I was gay. I lost my job. I can't donate blood to save some lives.
And I don't know if you want to know the rate of homelessness among the LGBTQIA.
I can't be
This
disowned
homelessness
by
has
my family.
nothing to do
So
with
have
it.
you ever been disowned by a family member because you're too straight?
And there is no privilege.
I'm talking about a virtual totem pole. You all are saying or feeling that a black man and a gay black man will be equal on this virtual totem pole, and I fucking disagree.
We hear you.
Once you add gay, that gay man again, because he can cross all races, all spectrums. A black man is simply a black
Okay.
fucking man. We don't
Let's go
go
with
any
that.
further than that.
Let's take that right out with it. What does the gay black man get? What's the price?
Fashion.
Familiarity.
We can wear heels and
'Cause
not be like,
No,
think-
no,
okay,
familiarity.
No, let him ask. What's the price?
Familiarity, and I think on the grand scheme of things, familiarity is what moves us and doesn't move us. When we look at racism, and we say that we look at conviction rates, and we say this white boy he was charged with the same thing as this black boy, and the judge was white, and the judge gave him 6 months probation and gave the black boy 10 years in jail. It's familiarity. When you look at that white boy, he sees himself. He sees his brother, his cousin, someone he knows, and says, he just made a mistake this time because I made that mistake before. Somebody I know did something stupid like that before, and I can look at him and I can understand the difference. When they see this dark fucking skin, there is no connection. So when you hear, when some people hear gay, they can connect it to whatever the fuck they choose to connect it to, a brother, sister, cousin, a person. And again, and I understand and recognize when you choose to hide yourself because you're not accepted, to me, there's a lot more sympathy that comes with that. So now I understand a little bit more that you may have a few more issues that come with that. So now I'm going to sympathize a little bit more
Going forward.
Okay. Because you've had
He
to
learned
deal with
something,
this.
yeah.
I was just finna say, what do you think you took?
Because you've
Courtney?
had to deal with this. You could not bring yourself out into the public because you were not accepted. I give you that. Guess what? I can't hide this. I can't.
Neither can he.
He can't. But when he does, if he says, again, I'm big on titles. If he ever says gay, black man, gay will supersede every fucking thing.
No, I think you have that idea of that, and you
just wrong.
not necessarily just wrong, but it honestly it can go. I'll be honest, it can go the way that you're thinking. You can't say, "Oh yeah, that's my sis." I know, okay, girl, I see your niece, but it could go the other way. I have a cousin I don't like that's gay. 7 years in jail. You know what I mean? It can go either way. And then we're going to circle right back around to my very first title, black. It's like, oh, he's black. Oh, he gay. But he black. So, you know.
I think the worst thing you can do today, even
5 minutes
literally today, right fucking now, the worst thing you can do is activate the gay community. You activate the gay community, your ass.
The gay white community.
Right.
Again,
Because the black gay community
once
is
you say
activated
gay,
already.
and this is my point. You saying the gay white community. Once you say gay, white, black, Asian,
The answer is no.
whatever the case may be,
They're not
this is
coming
my
together.
opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It covers all.
Are you willing to go from opinion to some factual data?
I don't like the data. I like
Of
feelings.
course.
But you can give it to me. You can definitely give
I
it to me.
don't, I don't like facts. I like opinions, damn it.
Facts
I don't
cannot always
like,
be true.
because
Okay?
I like
Alternative facts in this joint.
Never
No,
mind. My
search
bad.
it, search
Go
it.
carry on.
Search it.
But here's the thing,
go ahead.
and it goes back to my original point. I think you do yourself a disservice by separating yourself from gay men, right? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to the betterment of our culture, who I sleep with ain't got nothing to do with it, right? Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, when it's Black Lives Matter or we're going out to protest or anything like that, there is no, well, this is the gay section over here. We're going to march over here with them. It's, I'm a black man, you're a black man, they're black women. So there are gay men, even back in the civil rights movement, there were gay men marching for our rights.
Facts.
Behind King, in front of King.
I think,
So you did yourself
I
that
agree
disservice by
with you
separating
100%.
it.
I think the issue is realistically.
Why can't we come back together, James?
I don't think it's possible.
Why? Because
Why?
you think he wants your booty?
No, I think
That's a misconception. Gay men do not want straight man booty because they think it's dirty. But let's just be honest about it.
I think what
Little
I
funky
think
booty ass.
I don't think
That's why you upset. Your booty dirty.
no. I've got my ass wiping efficiency to 6 squares of tissue and a motherfucking
That
wet
sound like
wipe.
cheap.
I'm good.
That sound like cheap tissue. now.
Tissues hanging out
6
your
squares of
butt crack.
tissue, 6 squares of 2-ply tissue and a wet
And a
wipe.
But there are straight men out there
I'm
that
good.
think too much wiping is gay.
So
Or getting your
true.
nails done or simple hygiene is gay. What do you think
I-
about those people?
They're ridiculous because
Okay.
I get fucking manicures and I make sure my shit's taken care of and I make sure my ass is clean, all that special type of shit.
So
I mean, gay men got to go through a little bit of an extra ass clean, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck you want to do, and I don't want to go.
I'm just saying, our sense of clean and your sense of clean is just a two
Yes,
different
I want the surface to be clean because the inside doesn't matter.
So, okay, again, I want to know, because we got like a few minutes, how do we bring us closer in your perspective? Because I feel like the answer is just to bring them back in, to not keep this dichotomous separation
No,
thing you keep doing.
I think the reality is the pride has to go away.
The
So we
pride.
shouldn't
What
be
do you mean?
proud.
No, you
Okay.
shouldn't be you shouldn't broadcast.
Who we talking about?
I
Gay?
think that when gay men broadcast,
Who's broke?
So we're back to the flamboyant gay.
So they should.
Yes.
And that was going to be my response, is that I don't think there could ever be a bridge, because as long as the flamboyant gay man exists, then the straight, masculine, heterosexual black man will not be accepting of that flamboyant male.
facts. I don't think
Agreed.
that will ever happen. You are 100% right.
But
And that's because, again, a major part of masculinity is to reject femininity. Is that I have to be the polar opposite of that. And so if I'm not, if I accept that, if I'm going to stand next to that, if I'm going to sit here and have a drink with that, that means that I'm accepting of that, and that may be an issue.
But it's not contagious.
But then-
can I ask a question real
Just
quick?
again, you are
But you know,
woman.
it's not
You
airborne
are
at
woman.
all.
I cannot have anything.
Let me ask a question.
No, wait. I cannot have anything that resembles a weakness. I cannot have anything that says that I am not capable. And I think women don't understand that. I think you all want this whole unity of the world. We are the world. Let's all hug bullshit.
No, we
and
understand that you're not
and
Jesus.
that's all great. But what happens is that a masculine man, most masculine man, they cannot show weakness. You guys want
That's not
feelings
true.
and emotion.
I just
They
got one
struggle
question, real
with
quick.
showing weakness.
Real quick, if George Floyd was gay,
Mhm.
will we still have the same movement, correct?
Yes.
Yes, probably yes.
Black is black.
I think again you're making a different point.
And I think I've sat here and I've listened to you
Drink, I don't know.
consistently say a man and a gay man, right?
Yep.
So you've separated gay people from manhood.
One-
You've
one-
done that,
100%.
right?
Yep.
So it's not heterosexual male versus gay man. So you yourself are responsible
Yep.
for the division and
You
the
are.
willing.
When I say 100% right, is that this
You've
is
been right a lot. I mean, I'm
So
sorry.
when it comes to
Shut your
the
ass up.
when it comes down to the fight and we're losing our numbers, who's responsible for losing your numbers?
We are.
Who is
Because as men,
Heterosexual men.
No, I-
heterosexual men
Okay.
are responsible for diminishing our numbers because
So you all are just fighting the air because
we
that's your
don't
fault.
Or
feel
not fighting at all.
no, because we don't feel connected
Because of
to a
who?
homosexual man.
Because of who though?
That's because you are not like us.
And how are we not like you?
Because you don't like what we like.
How do I not like what you like?
We only talking.
You only talking about sex. Because gay men like cars, like gay men like sports, gay men like firearms, gay men like hunting, gay men like fighting.
At the end of the day,
So what is
all
it we
that
don't
shit,
like?
At the end of the day, and I have heterosexual men who will dispute this, and some have admitted it. At the end of the day, that shit comes down to fucking sex.
Told you.
But why are you?
Reproduction.
But
Who you
fuck
decide?
don't make me come. I'm confused.
And that's why it goes back to, do
I
you
said
think that the gay man wants your booty?
It's not about him wanting my booty.
So
It has
what
to be
It's
difference
about
does it
it's
make?
about
Who you
relation.
like? You
I
gon-
can't sit here and holler at. So, check this out. I'm gonna holler at my boy. I'm gonna talk to Dion. Hey man, check this out. Hey, look at old girl over there. We over here watching the game. She watching the game with us. Whatever the case may be, I'm finna try to smash after this.
Okay.
Okay.
He can relate.
We have those
No,
same
he
exact
can't
conversations.
relate.
We have those same
Cause he
exact
trying to smash
conversations though.
Dion.
No,
But
you're not-
we have those
it
same
doesn't
exact
matter.
conversations though.
I
So
don't want
it's-
to talk about smashing another man.
But you thought about smashing another man. Who said I was talking about smashing another man?
If
You
you're
said
gay,
something
I know
about
you're
the-
talking about smashing another man.
But here's again, you've put that on me. You've put this title of gay man on me, right?
no.
Because I didn't walk in the room and say, "Hey, I'm gay."
Oh no.
You was like,
no.
"Oh no, that's a gay man," and I'm
No,
gonna separate
actually,
myself.
no. I'm speaking on when you know what you're dealing with.
What are you dealing with?
A gay man. You have
And
a
what
heterosexual
comes
man.
along
You
with
have a
being a
homosexual
gay
man.
man, other than sex?
Sex. There is an attraction.
So you're saying men we all boil down to one thing, and that's sex.
told you.
That's
Sorry,
what
but don't-
makes a man. Men
No, that
are
doesn't.
attracted. Look, listen. Males
Mhm.
have a penis. I'm gonna roll with you.
Right.
So
So your definition.
my
of-
definition of
Go to the
man,
same thing again. Keep going.
my definition
Mhm.
is the attraction. Part of it is the attraction to woman and how we deal with women.
Well, you know, some gay men are attracted to women.
Oh no, I'm not. Listen,
So again, so
You're not getting
but
many
I'm saying, but
disputes
I'm
from me.
saying that to say, what you're saying is it has no bottom to it.
no, it does because
saying
again,
because of the
there is
attraction.
a
It's
point
time
of
to wrap this up.
there
We're
is a
not-
point
we're
of
not learning.
relation. If I cannot relate
We
to
not-
you, then I'm gonna
But you
struggle.
are not relating to me because you don't want to relate to me.
If in my head, when I ask you, when I say, "Hey man, Shawty look good,"
I'm
my
gonna
God.
fucking agree.
if I in my head,
You just don't believe me.
no, bingo. If I think
That's not my fault.
bingo,
Said
But
20
that's-
minutes
but
ago,
then that
he
means
don't
you don't
want
believe-
facts.
I
that means
said
you
this
don't
already.
want his
I
thoughts.
mean, you don't believe yourself because you
we
wouldn't have
said
said it.
I think you're more interested in him
You.
than fucking her.
And that's very true, but it does not negate what you just said out your mouth. She is fine. She is. That don't mean
But you don't want to fuck her. I want to fuck her.
okay.
So that now we're
But
not in the same boat.
if we see a Mustang drive down the street, I say that car cold.
Dion.
If you agree,
I
you
don't
probably
fucking like
because of
Mustangs.
the
Try
color it
something else.
is.
Them shit's weak as hell on the inside, but I'm with you.
Okay.
Okay,
Guys.
any car, a Range Rover drive down the street, that motherfucker look cold. I'm probably talking about the rims.
Right,
You talking about the color and the way the windows are tinted.
right.
We talking about the same shit though. The motherfucker is cold.
He said
No?
no. Listen.
That don't make sense
All
to you
right.
at all. Okay.
Guys,
No,
wait, no.
First of all,
We
I
gotta wrap
understand
up.
We gotta wrap
that
up.
we
We
can
gotta
look
wrap.
at
We gotta wrap
something
up.
and agree that we like it, that it's okay. However, if we like it in the same manner, is where the difference comes into play. And again, I think that
We keep adding a piece to this.
heterosexual
It's
men
cool.
and gay men, this is where they don't connect. Is that if you don't like things in the manner that I like it, so if you're not trying to spread open her legs and get between them motherfuckers, then I probably won't relate to you on damn near anything.
What if there's
Again,
we gotta wrap up.
Hold up,
I'm not
but
gonna
that's
keep going.
this is a generalized point of view.
Right.
I recognize that on a personal basis that a heterosexual man and a homosexual man could be friends. And they could have these conversations and recognize that they kind of looking at two different things and they can be okay. In a generalized sense is that we ain't even looking at the same shit. I'm trying to fuck her. You just saying she got a nice ass and you really wish that ass was on a man.
Yeah, we gonna wrap up.
That's how
that's-
that's
James,
how
say goodnight.
men
I'm gonna turn off your mic.
That's
Say
how
good-
that's how
Say
men
goodnight.
that's how men
I think
accept
that's
it.
Producer?
a, I think
Go
that's a
ahead.
different. That's a different.
we are gonna
different
wrap up,
conversation.
and I'm not sure if we
Came
came.
to a conclusion.
came
an
to a
agreement.
conclusion.
Well, you
which
can't come to
we-
a conclusion because he doesn't believe in facts.
He don't- fact, we-
This was
and that's a fact. So you probably
Uh-huh.
don't believe that either.
this was actually a good. I think it was a good
If y'all want, we
conversation.
can do this
Yeah.
again if
Numbers,
y'all want.
I don't think
But-
numbers really play in the part.
And-
I think a lot of the differences between heterosexual and homosexual men is about feeling and about how we think and how we feel. You could put numbers on a fucking piece of paper. I think people lie on paper a lot.
Yeah, I'm
But
not bringing up no more facts with
How
you.
we
Facts
how
don't
we
mean
truly
nothing.
feel.
Damn thing in this.
How we
conversation.
truly feel, because I'm around a lot of men who like, yeah, I'm not, yeah. But then they'll get in front and to be PC. And this is where I say that the gay situation pushes you up a notch over being black. To be PC, they won't say certain things publicly.
I need your closing remarks,
That's fine.
James. What? Give me some closing remarks.
So,
Something.
In
In conclusion,
Yeah.
in closing,
In closing.
this was interesting. This was good.
I want
This is
you
good.
know, and I want your closing to be directly related to something you learned or gathered from Courtney that you can take in for you.
So actually, what I gathered is that, without exposing or expressing homosexuality, that you're still a black man. And I'm definitely with that. I definitely agree with that.
Agree.
I can roll with that. And I think that's major.
Agree.
You know, I think that we need to find a way to combine or to stick together a little bit more. I don't know how, and I don't know how a black, damn being black, how a masculine man becomes more accepting of a homosexual man. That's very, very interesting to me.
We concluding though, so we're not even
So
gonna touch that.
I would love to see how that
No.
kind of comes to fruition.
Okay.
But I definitely learned that at the end of the day, if he doesn't open his mouth, to put it nicely, still a nigga.
Yep, for sure. Courtney, anything you want to conclude about something you picked up from James or something that's worth you processing or taking in or listening to?
Yeah, I kind of heard everything he said. One thing I can definitely agree on is that gay title can open some doors and some familiarity, as you would say, that we don't necessarily think about. That you know, your privilege is showing a little bit, you know. So I could definitely get that, because it's that extra sense that it kind of makes us less of a threat to people when they find out that we're gay.
To white people.
To white people, but in a sense, it's kind of like, oh, he's a black, but he's a gay, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I get that. I get a lot of heterosexual men don't like to work on facts. I think the phobia and homophobia, it could come from the fear of having more similarities than we care to share.
Mm-hmm.
Because just him explaining himself in his thought process, I have a lot of gay friends. We all have very similar thought processes. So I think it's to bridge that gap is to be, you guys have to be accepting, not of gay people, but be accepting of yourself, that masculinity does not equal heterosexual. Because that's something I kept picking up. You kept saying a masculine man, because there are masculine gay men. So you can't say a masculine man and try to group it with heterosexual men, because there are a lot of masculine gay men. So once we identify that we are similar and we are all on the same front line and we're all working towards the same goal, we're all trying to buy mama a house at the end of the day. Once we identify that and we're accepting of that, I think we can bridge that gap a little bit more. I mean, I think it's always going to be on, you stay on your block, I stay on my block. Because on my block, you know, we bumping Beyonce over here. Mm-hmm. Y'all might have, you know, Jay-Z a little bit. So once we realize that, I think we can start developing that relationship and putting it back together, because at some point it was together.
For sure. Whew. Girl. Whew. I almost feel like I need to woosah. This was so heavy. Interesting.
We didn't even
We didn't even. Ooh, we didn't.
Because it goes deep, y'all. It goes deep
And
and
we didn't
back,
talk
deep
about
and back.
parenting and all of this.
Yeah, it's a lot of pieces we didn't touch, but
and
I appreciate you both. Truly.
Yeah.
Again, I want to emphasize, neither of these men
Mm-hmm.
are speaking for an entire group of
community.
people
Facts.
at all. This is just
Personal opinions.
just personal
Yeah.
thoughts and ideas about how do we hold conversations that are happening in our community, things we do see. I do see posts directly about black and gay, who's all these different weird things. So it's okay to bring the issues up, but we are not talking for any whole group at any point tonight. Next week, we're doing love languages, I think. Are we doing that, or are we going to come back here again? I don't know. Ooh, I don't know.
let us sleep on it.
I had an idea.
I ain't coming back to this shit now.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I can't. I think we're doing love languages. Healthy relationships, love languages. We gonna play in there. Anyway, it's been great. Thank you guys for
Thank you,
joining us
gentlemen.
tonight. Thank you,
Thank you
men,
for
for
having me.
coming. Men, black men. Thank you, black men, for being here. And it's been great. Good night, guys.
Bye,
Good
everybody.
night.
You done?
Yes.
Jesus.
Y'all. Jane.